What's up, guys, and welcome to one of the first videos I've done in a long time breaking down a match. I've been waiting for the right one, and honestly this is the right one. I was actually going to do a Premier League Aftermath video, the first one in a long time, which is supposed to come out tomorrow, but I'm going to be doing this first because I really feel like this needs to be talked about, because this is the first United performance that we've seen in a very long time where start to finish we really look like we're in control of the match. Obviously, I'm talking about United versus PSG in the Champions League, and it just appears that when we go to the Parc des Princes, we just know what to do and how to get rid of these French bastards. Like, no offense to France, but all offense to France. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's really, like, it was funny. I was talking to my friend Dennis before the match, and I said I'm expecting a 3-1 demolishing by PSG because I just figured, you know, they're, at least, especially individually, they have shown, by getting to the Champions League final, realistically, that they are superior to us. And yet, he said, they're still French. And, as you know, you can say xenophobic, whatever you want, but it is kind of a funny little thing that they are soft. You know, it's traditionally they are soft. So, we're able to get through them, and we get 3 points against one of the best teams in Europe. A team that actually, obviously, the rhetoric coming into this match was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's best moment as the manager of Man United actually came against PSG when we came down. I think it was 2-0 in the first leg, and then we came and we smashed them in France, and we were able to move on with a very late Rashford penalty, and that was easily the biggest moment that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has had as the manager. And coming into this, it was like, okay, can we replicate something like that? And quite frankly, we did better than that, because the biggest thing I took away from that match against PSG was obviously being extremely excited the first time around, but we got really lucky because Buffon made some mistakes, Kimpembe made some mistakes. So, I mean, realistically, we came out of there with a bit of luck. But this match, the only team that had any luck whatsoever was PSG, because that Anthony Martial own goal, that was a shame. It was disappointing. It was very unlucky. But realistically, apart from, say, 10-15 minutes where PSG were really starting to come on strong, we dominated that match from start to finish, and you have to say, this is an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer win, because what did he do? He saw that we were missing Harry Maguire, we were missing Mason Greenwood, we were missing Eric Bailly, so he had to find a way to give some balance to a team that was already conceding a lot of goals. So he went to a formation that we basically never saw much towards the second half of last season. We haven't seen it all this season, and we did see it a little bit in the first season with him in charge. But he went to the 3-5-2. So he completely changed his formation. He changed pretty much everything, because Paul Pogba was on the bench. Fred came to the starting lineup. We saw McTominay. And as soon as I saw the starting lineup, I put on Instagram, we're fucked. But boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer put together a masterclass. He realized that by doing that, obviously having Luke Shaw playing as a center back, we were going to have some weaknesses. But he realized that by playing with a 3-man defense, he was not only able to add Alex Telles to the team, but he was also able to give much needed balance and defensive cover, because by having 3 center backs, along with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's an excellent defender but who can also go forward, same thing with Alex Telles, he was able to give the team what we needed to actually really cover for the defensive weaknesses of Victor Lindelof by giving him Axel Tuanzebe on one side, and obviously Luke Shaw, who did a really, really good job. So having 3 people as center back along with the wing backs, he really was able to kind of cover for some of the weaknesses in there. Obviously having McTominay and Fred in front of them really added to our defensive solidity, who both of those guys really had a great game. And I mean, people criticize Fred a lot. I've criticized him quite a bit in the past too, but today he looked like a player that was worth the $60 million that was spent on him. I mean, he had an amazing game. I believe he was man of the match. People are going to be talking about Bruno Fernandes. People are going to be talking about Marcus Rashford, because obviously they scored the goals. But realistically, Fred had, I would say, the best performance on the entire pitch. I mean, he was essentially the glue that held everything together, because defensively, offensively, he was really, really important tonight. And I got to say, man, like, it was really, really good to see him playing at such a high level. Alex Telles, what a fucking player. I mean, for the first time, I was telling my man Jopina, like, it's amazing seeing actual good crosses for the first time in a long time. I mean, we've seen some good crosses over the years, like a few from Lukaku, who is actually a very underrated crosser. We've seen some from Bruno Fernandes, but realistically, I mean, Alex Telles tonight, he showed with some of his crossing off the corners, he pretty much every single time found a United player, and we're not the biggest team. I mean, we're missing Maguire, and we don't have a real like number 9 striker. Of course, Cavani, yes, but he didn't play tonight, so we don't really have a huge physical team. Pogba was on the bench, so with some smaller players, he was still able to find United players in the box almost every single time off corners. So, I mean, it's just really, really good to see. I'm extremely excited, as you can obviously tell from this video. Paul Pogba, he came on off the bench, and obviously that was a really, really big story in this match, was that Paul Pogba wasn't a starter. And I mean, you have to really say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he saw exactly what needed to be done, because with that 3-5-2, we were starting to kind of lose a little bit of momentum. PSG was starting to attack us a little bit too much. Mbappe, when he got pushed to the left side as opposed to being the main striker, Moise Kean didn't really do too much, but he was able to give Mbappe and Neymar a little bit more space, especially Mbappe, who in the first half was pretty much shit. In the second half, he did quite a bit more. But, I mean, with Wan-Bissaka, who had him in his back pocket the entire match, plus Alex Tuanzebe, who had just an amazing performance, both of those guys held him very, very well. And realistically, there was like one shot from Mbappe that was dangerous, but other than that, there wasn't really too much that was really, really dangerous for PSG. And we had plenty of moments, one with Bruno Fernandes, where he could have taken a shot, but he decided to try to pass it to Martial. It was nicely defended. Also, Marcus Rashford had just this crazy moment where he was essentially in on goal, and he decided to try to pull a pass as opposed to take the shot, and it was a really poor pass as well, so that made him look stupid. But at the end of the day, we get the win with a beautiful goal by Marcus Rashford. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes missing his second penalty in the span of like 3 days, which is the only 2 penalties he's missed in the United shirt. It was really a difficult situation for him, I can imagine, missing the first one, having a chance to shoot on the second one. You can see Marcus Rashford ask him, "You want to take it?" And he said, "Yes, absolutely." And he got it. I mean, it was perfectly executed. Keylor Navas thought he went that way the first time. He's not going to go there again. Bruno did the same thing. He didn't like change his run up. He did the same exact thing, and he executed it to perfection. It's just an overall really, really good match. A couple of complaints I do have. Rashford definitely should have closed that match out way earlier. I feel like he was a little bit too altruistic in this match. Same thing with Bruno. Usually Bruno isn't a guy who he's not really a guy who refrains from taking a shot. But tonight there were a couple of situations where he should have definitely taken a shot and he didn't. And also at the same time he took some shots that he shouldn't have taken. So I think decision making in the final third really does need to improve. But at the end of the day, man, we beat PSG, the runners-up of last year's Champions League. We did it very convincingly. I would say for probably 65 minutes, we were the better team, if not maybe 70. So, yeah, from start to finish, just really, really good. Neymar and Mbappe are essentially missing. Nobody has seen them for a while at this point, because it's just, honestly, that was embarrassing. Like, Axel Tuanzebe and Aaron Wan-Bissaka just dominated them completely from start to finish, because both guys were playing more towards the left. Neymar, obviously, he kind of tends to move around a little bit more. He's more of a free roam kind of player, but let's not get it twisted. Both those guys dominated him. Luke Shaw had some actually really, really good interceptions, really closed some stuff down well in the box. And just overall, everything worked very well. And like I said, this is an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer victory, because tactically he got everything right, from the starting choices all the way up to making the right subs at the right time, putting in Pogba, changing the formation, pushing the team a little bit higher up, because Mbappe and Neymar were starting to get a bit of rhythm and were really attacking us a bit too often for our liking. We pushed up a little bit forward. Having Pogba in there adds a bit of quality and adds, basically forces them to be careful. And obviously, the fact that he's so physically strong, he can really go on counterattacks himself. He has brilliant passing, so he could find players moving forward in the space. And he was alongside Fred, and really alongside pretty much everybody else around the pitch I would say our second wind. He was really, really dominant. So just overall, a hell of a performance from everybody in the team, and one that really makes me proud to be a United fan right now, in a time where it is not easy being a United fan, between people talking shit and just constant brutal results. This is a really, really good one, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let me know in the comments down below what you think of this performance. I will see you guys in the next video, which will be the Premier League Aftermath, guys. See you later.